Kimberly from Sunshine Riding. Welcome back. So, today's news? Well, first of all, I'm waiting for the Prime Minister's announcement later this afternoon regarding school openings. And we're going to take our lead for our school reopening, full school reopening, with lead rain lessons from that announcement. I'm also keeping an eye on what the BEF has to say and what British Equestrian has to say. At the current moment, the guidance is we get to do it on the 15th of June, which would be lovely, but I'd like to see y'all a little sooner. And while we're talking about restarting, one of the things that we need to talk about today that's really important is reconnecting with your horse. Your horse needs you, you need your horse, but there's a lot of things that need to be done before you get on his back. So, grab your cup of coffee or your cup of tea. I can speak English this morning. Obviously, I need my cup of coffee. Grab your cup of coffee, grab your cup of tea, and while you're doing that, you can please hit the like and subscribe and the little button that'll tell you when I bring these videos up. So, let's do some news. So what is the news this week? Well, the first really sad news for those of us who really love eventing is that the Burghley Horse Trials has been cancelled. Now, I know you're saying, Kimberly, that shouldn't surprise you. They cancelled Lexington, they cancelled Badminton, they cancelled France, they cancelled Germany. So obviously they're going to cancel Burghley. But in any case, it's very sad. So the 5-star eventing calendar has been a complete wash this year. Next year, I just look forward to seeing it. The second bit of really sad news is that the Longines 5-star Grand Prix show jumping has also been cancelled. So, I guess all the big names are going to be staying at home this year, practicing, getting more amazing than they already are, and leading those of us who teach, coach, and ride to a higher level of riding for next year. So if anything comes up, I will obviously let you know, but it's very sad because Longines has already canceled the dressage season. Now it's canceled the show jumping season. Speaking of competitions, British Show Jumping and the British Racing School, both are to reopen on the 15th of June, like I said. British Show Jumping obviously is not doing the big classes, they're doing the smaller classes, and they each will operate with very strict COVID guidelines regarding their jumping classes. This is going to sound very familiar to what we did. Riders will have a set time, you will arrive, you will prepare your horse, you will jump your round at your set time, and you will go home. This, of course, does make it a little bit more complicated if you're doing multiple rounds. The thing that they're most concerned about regarding affiliated shows, of course, is social distancing. And an awful lot of going to a horse show is standing around and talking to people about horses. And they don't want us standing around talking about horses and giving each other a horrendous disease. I can understand that, but it does make things a little more complicated and a titch less fun. Now you might say, what are you going to do about your shows? Well, obviously my shows will run on the same kind of guidelines that British Show Jumping's doing. Our shows will happen when I can do our shows. So I think the June jump may be moved to July, and the accumulator in July will get moved to August. And don't ask me about day at the races because I haven't a clue what I'm going to do with that. The showing shows will be moving into August and September. Yes, the Easter show will be in August, and that's kind of what I'm looking at. But what's important is that we do the show. We love our horses, and we reconnect with our sport. And that leads me on to what I want to talk about, which is reconnecting with your horse. It's important to understand when you come back down to the yard, your horse that you've loved and cared for the last year or 6 months or whatever is not going to like you. Their feelings have been hurt. They are going to blame you. No fault of your own as such. You had to stay home. One day you were there and you were loving them, and the next day you disappeared. And you disappeared because you were told you had to disappear. That was the guidelines. So, to a horse's mind, you just abandoned them. And here you come back and you're saying, I want to love you, I've missed you so much, I've missed you so much. And the horse doesn't understand that. So, they are going to be cranky. They are going to turn their bottoms towards you. They're going to stand at the back of the stable. They're going to give you hard looks with their ears slightly back. Yes, you're going to think that that loving piece of pony called Callie is acting exactly like Tango. And she is, because her feelings have been hurt. So what is it you need to do to make Callie or Crystal or Rosie or Pandora or Magic love you again? The first thing you're going to have to do is you're going to have to apologize. I know it sounds strange, but you need to go to your horse and you need to let them know that you were sorry you left them, and that really it wasn't your fault, and you need to give them that kind of love. You need to give them time to accept you back. They're going to tell you they're irritated, but you need to give them time to get over that. You need to be patient with them. You need to love them. Scratches up the mane, the whole thing. When they've calmed down and they're starting to accept you, then you can move into the grooming. Now, this is very much a herd mentality. Grooming is a sign of love and acceptance. So you need to groom that horse. And you need to groom that horse like you've never groomed that horse before. We're talking show grooming squared. You're going to pay attention to that mane. You're going to pay attention to that tail. You're going to rub them all over. You're going to make them feel good. And that will make them happy. And they will then, again, become more accepting of you. If you haven't done that and you come up with the tack, they're not going to want the tack on. The tack on. And they will move away from you. They know what tack means. They know the minute that saddle appears that you're going to ride them. And if you haven't made nice, they are not going to want you to ride them. So make nice to your horse, groom them, love them, tell them how important they are. They will pick up the emotion. Now, once you've got your horse tacked up and you're in the arena, take your time. Don't be bumming off or doing a lot of things. Walk your horse. Get the feel for your horse again. Take your time. They need that time. You need that time. They need to listen to you. You need to listen to them. You also need to be listening to your body. You haven't ridden for 10 weeks. You're going to feel it. I can guarantee you. I have taught nearly 30 lessons in the last week and a half, and every rider has come off going, oh, I'm sort of feeling that now. And the answer is yes, you will feel that. It's been a while. So take your time. Don't rush. Going back to the basics is really important. Spend that time. Do those walk exercises. Do those trot exercises. Do a little bit of pole work. It will help you reconnect with your horse. It will help you reconnect with your riding. And it will keep you from falling off. Only canter if you really feel confident and your horse feels it and you two are a pair again. Don't push the canter. Don't go as fast as possible. Keep it collected. Keep it working. Keep it happy. Don't do a lot of it. You will feel it. the horse will feel it. The last thing that I want to say is if you are feeling uncomfortable about your riding, have somebody in with you, have a grounds person who will help you, who will be able to perhaps see what you're doing wrong, perhaps help you with your upwards and downwards transitions in and out of the various paces if it's not working, if your horse is still being difficult. There's nothing wrong with having a grounds person. I have a grounds person. You know, it's important because riding alone, if you have an accident, you really are alone. My very last point before I wind this all up is keep the session short. Don't be trying to ride for 2 hours. You're not there yet. Unless you've been riding all the way through the lockdown session, don't ride for 2 hours. Don't ride for an hour. 20 minutes to half an hour for a first ride is all you need. Your body can only take that much. Stretch it out as you become stronger and as your horse becomes more accepting. So those are my top 6 points. Yeah, there were actually only 6. It felt like there were 30, but there were only 6 points to reconnect with your horse. Build the love. Thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed your cup of coffee or your cup of tea. I hope you've picked up a few pointers so that you're ready to rejoin with your horse and have some positive riding experiences. Until I hear otherwise, we are still on there will be no lead reins, there will be no taster lessons unless a member of your family is already a rider or a member of your family is a handler at Sunshine Riding School. Then you can have a lead rein or a taster. Otherwise, right now I can't do it. As soon as I can, believe me, you'll be probably the third to know. I do have to tell the staff first. Okay, so we are loving the lessons right now. We're having fun, and we look forward to having you back. So, in the meantime, just keep riding. Bye now.